Hello, Helen.
Hi, Rob.
We're back for another broadcast.
And it's Tuesday.
Oh, dear.
But there are only 2 more weeks to go, so we can do this.
We can certainly do it. So what's up for today?
So today we'd like to tell you what's happening in Term 2 in Grade 4 for NST and Geography.
Lovely. So what are we looking at?
Well, I want you to tell me what you posted on our social media pages with these gorgeous pictures.
It was so exciting, Helen. We did something very practical in our geography lesson. We've been learning about urban settlements, urban and rural settlements, and kind of what's available there and why they're beneficial and what advantages and disadvantages they are. But it's quite an abstract concept, and so we wanted the children to show in a practical way their understanding. So they built some models.
So some kids had some awesome time.
Oh, I tell you, those practical kids.
We never give them a chance, and they could have shone here.
They loved it. So I'll show you another one. This one was a little, I think a town, and they wanted to show that it had tarred roads, and there were a variety of buildings with different uses. So not sort of the usual like a farmhouse and a barn, but more a school and a shop and that kind of thing.
And I love the cars. They're the best.
Oh, we one of the things was they weren't allowed to use anything plastic because we're trying to be anti-plastic.
Awesome. That's the best news. Well,
so that was what we did there.
So a sort of a wish within a wish.
Totally. And they were amazingly creative with how they modified toilet rolls and various things. It was very sweet.
I did see them in the other picture too.
That's lovely. And then in NST, we wanted to introduce some research skills. We know that children come up from the foundation phase having done little research projects and stuff, but generally their parents kind of do the research part, and they do the pretty part. So we want to upskill them. So we provide, as coach in the class, we provide different little packs on a particular habitat or packs around different habitats and pictures and information, and we give them some guidelines about these are your 4 headings, and in they are encouraged to pick out information from the what we've given them and write it into their own words. So that's what they did here.
Absolutely awesome.
And of course, coach in the class provides fantastic rubrics, 20 marks, 10 criteria. It's literally looking through, quickly ticking, have they included the right kind of information, and even things like did they share the workload and did they manage their time, which are obviously important parts of group work, and often we leave that out.
I love the fact that coach in the class have just let you tick a 1 or a 2 and all the criteria are there.
And then of course we also provide a little feedback box so that a teacher can actually say what did you do well specifically. And what maybe could you work on next time?
You can improve. Absolutely awesome. Well done.
Yeah.
So the exciting thing is that Sam, Tami and Jim are back.
Woohoo!
And they're exploring Tammy's old 1940s house. And they find themselves in the cellar where,
of course,
there are 3 doors. And each one takes a door and has an incredible adventure.
Lovely.
We really must write this book, Rob.
I tell you, the kids, it's probably been one of the highlights of Term 1 for Grade 4s has been the story of these 3 characters. Literally, they are frothing every week to find out what's happening next.
Double bonus for content subjects.
Lovely, lovely.
So, as always, Coach in the Class tries to make every single lesson count. And so there's skills-based, there's active pupil participation and caps-aligned content, because that's where we start.
And of course,
our starting point.
Our skills, we want them to include those practical, analytical, and creative intelligences that Sternberg talks about. And we gear our lessons and our assessments towards those things, which is
deep dive into everything.
Yeah,
considering all intelligences.
Absolutely.
So we know that in Grade 4, they're dealing with solids, liquids, and gases, and the changes of phases and states. And in order to, in a way, to capture the information, we have provided these organized patterns, mind maps, templates for children to arrange their thoughts in a logical manner, whether it's this worksheet or something like this where they're understanding the phases, but we've given them the structure.
And that's that opportunity to make their own notes instead of just copying a note that the teachers made or they've had to just, it's printed into their books.
Totally. And the next slide is going to be Sam in his cave, which comes off the old house because it goes into some cave down where there's water. And Sam's going to tell you about his journey.
Okay, so let's Give us a
Hi,
badge.
it is me, your old friend Sam.
Why is this not working?
Well, basically, Sam explains to this little chap on the side, Dr. Seuss chap, all about what the adventures that he's going to have and how he's going to work with solids, liquids, and gases. And of course, you can see the gas vaporizing, you can see the liquid in front of you, and then all the solid shapes around the sides.
And not to forget that we've got the old Google Forms and those kind of EdTech tools we've used before, but we've also introduced Plickers, which is a super cool, it's quite a low tech, it relies on the teacher having some
Yes,
tech,
yes.
but not the students.
Perfect
And
for grade 4s.
love it, super
And so
cool.
this lesson on the slide is going to be really exciting.
No, very, very.
So once again, we've included a lesson note with every single lesson, and the lesson note talks about the objectives that we want to do, the resources that are required. There's an awesome hook question every time, and then in depth of how you need to teach that lesson. And that's besides the audio that we give.
That video guides, in case you're a little bit lost with the writing part. Because some of us are, not readers.
And it's just a quick thing that you can see
Yeah.
exactly what to do. And then, of course, there's always the option for ZTech, Tech Lite, and Tech Loaded. And you, even though your school might have a set of Chromebooks, today maybe you don't feel like it, and you're going ZTech, no technology.
Absolutely. Because we want to keep it, available to everyone.
So in grade 4, they talk about the different viewpoints that you look at things. We normally look at helicopters from the side point of view, but I love it when children think differently and go from an above perspective. And so there's a whole slideshow where you look at things and you say, what is that?
Well, what is that?
That's a distorted balloon, an old heavyweight ball that's been kicked one too many times.
It looks like a giant furry, maybe a dog bed.
That's a good one. But then look at that little black thing on the
wow.
side.
It's like an eyeball.
Well, put you out of your misery.
Oh, cool.
And so she's got several slides like this, and this one where she says, guess what I am? And you then need to draw it yourself.
What I love is this idea of drawing on your whiteboard. It's been amazing to use those whiteboards for creative thinking.
Little portable A4 size ones.
Yes, and if you don't have any at your school, they're fairly sort of simple to make. You can literally laminate a piece of white paper, or you can even get a plastic sleeve and put a piece of white paper in it.
Perfect.
and use a whiteboard marker on it.
Yes, good idea. And so then you would draw and say, oh, look at that, that's a cup. And so there's a whole lot of pictures with different viewpoints. And then once again, there's a stunning worksheet where you can organize your thoughts logically. And then there are going to be, the kids are able to maybe learn from this, but it's their own note.
Yes, they have made the note. And I like the fact that they're not just sticking something
Filling in the missing words, my worst, or copying straight from the board.
Yes, it's their own work, and it shows that. And you could assess this even formally or informally. Informally is nice. You just get to see that they've got the idea.
And we love continuous assessment. That's what we like.
Wow.
So, as always, with Coach in the Class, it's hot off the press, and you have to trust us that we're going to give you an awesome product.
It's going to be so hot, you're going to hardly be able to touch it.
So, it will be available on the last Friday of the school holiday, on the 30th of April. And that's when you'll find it.
Yeah. We'll be back next week then.
But I just want to show you, if you click on this page, my little dicky birds to say, please won't you comment? Instead of us making the children discuss, if you would pass comment on what you would like to see in our lessons for next term, it would really help us, and we'll see what we can do to satisfy your
Even
needs.
if you've seen an idea, but you're not sure how that particular, like an EdTech tool or something.
Or how does it work?
Yes, exactly.
Please
or how,
have a discussion with us.
I've seen this EdTech tool. Where could I use it?
Brilliant. Feedback is something we really would like.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we want to grow and get better.
Absolutely. And provide the best product. Well, can we improve on this? Always.
So, Helen, we'll see you next week.
Yes, definitely.
Monday, Tuesday?
Who knows? We'll see you next week.
It's a bit of a rough week this week. Reports, etc.
Yep. We'll get by.
We'll see you next week. We'll be here smiling because it'll be the last week. See you next week.